Hey up YouTube, WG Revival here, doing something a bit different for me, which is an unboxing. These are art postcards from a game called Infamy Welcome to the Big Smoke. It's a steampunk skirmish game set in Victorian London, but Victorian London plus technology. So these guys are sky pirates zipping around on jetpacks doing crimes. That's London itself, looking even grimmer and dirtier than the London we all know and love. And it's just this it's your usual steampunk thing where everything's a bit twisted and wrong. Speaking of twisted and wrong, there's the coppers of London these days, and it's all thanks to this guy Nikola Tesla, who I'm not too well up on the story, but he's sort of advanced technology a little further than actual humans did, and things all went a bit wrong and so on. And apart from Tesla, everybody is a character from literature, but sort of twisted around a bit. So here we've got Henrietta Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and she's some sort of like poison lover, and he's the great big vile monstrous creature. I don't know who this guy is from literature, but this is Uncle John's Animal Circus. This is quite revolting, because a lot of his characters are sort of chimps that have been experimented on. It's all kind of vile, weird, and so on. As every steampunk setting needs. I'm pretty sure that's Sherlock Holmes, could be wrong, but in this, Sherlock Holmes is a criminal mastermind, same as everybody else. I'll just do... oh no, I don't know who that is, but these are Holmes and Watson. So Holmes is a criminal mastermind, Watson is a sadist. There he is attacking somebody with a circular saw for no good reason, so not sure who that guy is, but these are the fellas I've gone for, mostly. So this is the March family. So in our universe, these are characters from Little Women. In this universe, well, Pa March is some sort of Southern American preacher who's gone over to London to preach against the technology, because he thinks it's sort of moral depravity that will destroy us all. And then it's his two daughters, Jo March and Meg March, who, like everybody else in this setting, is a criminal mastermind. They're just using Pa as a front. And these are the figures I've got. And it was actually this image in the Infamy Kickstarter video that really got me going. It just leapt out at me, and I thought, wow, that's brilliant. I want in on this. So postcards, it's not just a set of postcards, of course it's not, it's WG Revival here. So there's some figures, let's take a look. Okay, so the first part of this jumble of parts is Jo March herself, and she is very, very finely detailed, very fine as well. I mean, this is sort of, I would say about Malifaux size, so you've got quite realistic proportions, very slender arms, and again, in common with Malifaux, some quite a dynamic pose there. But she's absolutely fantastic. I don't know if the camera's picking up this very well at all, but there is a tremendous amount of detail on there. Lovely, sharp, crisp creases in the clothing. Everything else, she is absolutely fantastic. As well as Jo, we have her sister Meg. I'll just get out here. I'm going to be careful here, because these are very, very small parts. I think I'll do a few of these and then maybe put everything back. But this is Meg. Not overly keen on the pose here. She's sort of kneeling, propping her rifle on. Whatever that thing is, it's a thing that you use to tie up boats. But again, really, really nice detail. Her chest is a bit flattened there because there's a rifle pressed against it. It's not actually a miscast. That's Meg. Amongst this bundle of bags of stuff, we have Pa. And there are just tons of these different figures. So I think one of the ones I quite liked, there was a guy called the Toad. He's this big sort of monstrous, absolutely enormous bloke covered in steam-powered weapons, and he's got his mate the Badger and his mate the Mole, and they're all these sort of, it's very twisted things. But this is Pa, again, really nice active action-packed pose there with his pair of shooters. And then I'll just do the final human-sized model. So this is away from the March family, and I have just sort of cleaned this guy up so I can try and put him together for you. But this is Nikolai Tesla, the man who kicked off all this nightmarish thing, and I'll just try and get him together. So he's got his steampunkery backpack there, and then he's got his jaggedy bits of lightning going from one to the other, and it's this sort of level of animation that you get in most of the figures, and it's just really, really impressive. They are fantastic sculpts, they're fantastic casts, but it's stuff like that, it really does elevate them to another level. And I think it's the sort of slightly literary setting. There's just so much about this Kickstarter to love. As well as the human-sized models, there's this guy, and this is one of the technological nightmares of the Victorian age. This is the Mark I defence bot, and he sort of fits in with the March family quite nicely. This big cowboy duster going on there, but there are a lot of parts here, and I've just dropped one there, as it were. That is a lot of stuff. There's another bit there. I haven't really worked out how this goes together yet, but just look at this. So he's got his head there with his cowboy hat, and a lot of these are arms with pistols. I think he's got 6 pistols, but I could be wrong. That's a boot. That's a boot. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's a bit of leg. That's a bit of leg. But this may actually be the last time you see this model, because this is going to be quite a challenge to put together. They are really, really tiny contact points, very, very delicate little bits of resin here, so there's every chance that I'm going to make a complete pig's ear of this. There's also every chance that I've already lost some parts, I don't know. So this may prove beyond my modelling abilities. So enjoy it while it's here. The Mark I defence bot, possibly making a final appearance on this channel. And we'll finish with this, which is, I think, as much as that postcard showing the March family, this, which I've dry fitted quite badly, this is a sort of a tea making machine, and this is probably the other thing that really sold this game to me. I just thought the concept of it was amazing, and this is going to paint up fantastically. All that sort of corroded metal there. You probably can't see, but there's like big stacks of saucers there, big stacks of saucers down there, that sort of thing. It's bonkers, but it's also cups of tea, which I love, and there are quite a lot more details to this. I've not got everything out of the bag because I'm terrified of losing stuff, but I think the camera can pick that up. That's a robotic arm handing over a cup of tea. It's just fantastic. The sign itself, again, it's just another piece of resin piece of wonder there. A 28mm cup of tea. And perhaps the final bit, so that little hole on the top there, there's a chimney with a pigeon perched on it. It's just absolutely, as an idea, it's just absolutely nuts, and I love it. I think so. If we right at the beginning, there's the postcard of the March family. Right at the end, we've got the automatic tea making machine. This is why I got so excited by this game. There is a game coming. The rule book hasn't been done yet. I think it's going to come out in PDF first, but I've got a physical copy on the way as well whenever that is ready. But there we go. It's an obscure little sort of like British indie game, but I think it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to get stuck in on, especially onto this thing of beauty. I think I'll just sort of weather it up, beat it up quite a lot. Lots of corroded metal going on. Really looking forward to get stuck into that. Now I've got other things to do at the moment. I've got other painting projects on. I've still got a prize for Mr. Super Chippy and Heresy Productions to do, and I've got my new Dreadbull team to paint. Those are the most urgent things on my painting desk right now. I think this is going to be pretty short. It'll be along pretty shortly afterwards. Well, thanks for watching. I'll speak to you soon. Ta-ra.